Good stadium freestyle, dude, consists of a whole realm of everything. You got to start out, you need a good slap wheelie.
Right there, that's what I'm talking about.
You need some big air.
Nice air there, big air. There we go. Now you got it.
You need combo moves. You need a donut or a cyclone, preferably a cyclone. I mean, you're in a big building, you got to give them the bigs. You got to give them the goods. You got to mix it up. You got to do stuff that other guys didn't do. Keep the flow rolling the whole time and use the whole time.
Good stadium freestyle to me is somebody that keeps up a good flow, good fast momentum, great throttle rhythm, can cross up things, make things happen, turn into great saves, and use their whole time, bonus time and their normal time.
You know, if you're feeling good out there and having a good time, it definitely shows. You got to have a lot of momentum, a lot of good air, get some hang time. You know, just you got to keep your speed up.
You got to look for that one hit that's going to, you know, better than everybody else. You know, crossing up or doubling it or something that nobody else sees. Maybe a backflip or something. Those don't work too good for me though, but you know, something like that, something that everybody else hasn't done. You know, if every freestyle is the same, then they all look the same. You have to have that one standout move.
Just don't avoid the jumps. Like, that is one thing as a rookie getting used to is whenever I come up on a jump, whether I'm just a little crooked or not, to actually hit it. That way there's variety in my freestyle and to keep up the speed in between jumps. So you get more jumps and freestyle.
When I come out on the floor, what I look for in a good freestyle is a lot of momentum and a lot of noise. That's what people want to hear. They want to feel what you're feeling. You got to get them on the edge of their seat before they can realize what you're doing.
The tracks are more technical now where they want to see a lot of cross threads and everything. And in a Monster Jam truck, they soak up the cross threads so much better. You try to get one big air shot in your run and then try to do everything else technical from there on out.
For me, a good stadium freestyle is a lot of things. It's a combination of carrying a lot of momentum, hitting all the obstacles on the course, a couple slap wheelies, of course, one of my signatures, a donut, and nowadays a lot of the guys that are going big are cross thread and stuff. So what that means is they're not hitting the jump square, they're hitting them on angles and jumping from one obstacle across the floor on an angle to another one. I think all those combined kind of racks up the points and hopefully Mohawk Warrior at the top at the end.
It consists of a solid, long run. I mean, I think you got to be great all the way through, and near the end, you got to be fantastic. A lot of action and a bunch of hits. You know, we have a panel of judges up there now, so, you know, every hit's got to count. And then at the end of the deal, you know, it's kind of, I've always said you have to bore them before you can thrill them. But at the end of the deal, in my last 10 seconds, that's when I like letting it all rip.
I like to start off a little bit slow and kind of just gain momentum throughout the run. And then when the Tanner comes on the radio and says bonus time, then, you know, you start doing the moves that are a little risky and get riskier as, you know, you pull one off, well, now I got to top that, so you go to the next one. And you have a little arsenal in your pocket, and hopefully you get them all in there, and that's a good freestyle.
Big air, I'm telling you, it's like you look at some of the biggest, longest, tallest ramps out there and think that that's the one that you're going to get big air off of. Not necessarily. You can hit a ramp that's 6 foot tall, that's got a straight up and down face, and after it's been worn on just a little bit, and you hit that thing with some speed, it will give you mad, crazy, tall but short air.
Jim Kohler taught me this years ago when I was a crew member for him, that at the bottom of the ramp, you want to have almost no throttle, and then as you go up the ramp, like the angle of the ramp, that's how you judge your throttle. So as you go up, you know, little throttle at the bottom and wide open at the top, and usually you end up jumping really far.
I watch a jump that I think is going to be my big air jump for the night, and I'll watch how other trucks hit it, but I can't judge up at 100%. I have to go with my knowledge of the angle of the ramp, the size of the ramp, and how much run I get to it for how my truck's going to handle it. Because some guys' trucks, when they hit a big air ramp, they shoot straight up and they'll land on the rear bumper. My truck on a certain degree angle ramp, which is what I look for when I go to do big air, it lands almost level or pretty close to level, which is perfect for me. And my shocks are set up to take the big air. I'm ready for it.
You'll see guys hit a ramp and have huge air, and all of a sudden the tires lock up in the air. That's what they call pitching. They grab on the brake, and what it does is it stops the momentum of the truck, and it's kind of like hitting the brakes in the ground. But like I said, to achieve big air is to line up and just hammer on it.
You either hammer down, like on a freestyle landing ramp, it kicks you way further out, but you go high. So you got to make sure your tires clear that end of the jump. Otherwise, it's going to nose you down and you won't go as high.
Man, the best way to achieve big air nowadays isn't, once again, it's not necessarily pointing and shooting and go for it. It's finding the right obstacle that's set up for your truck. A lot of us have different setups on our trucks, and a jump that might pop top ends up and out might not for me. My truck might soak it up a little bit more. So for me, it's finding the right jump and the right line that I can jump out and on an angle to the center of the floor to get that big air I want.
Big air, you know, it takes speed. See the ramp, real quick, hit it, big air comes no matter what. You know, these ramps are huge, so you have no choice but to get big air out here. That's what the fans want to see, so that's what we're going to do.
Real simple. Find a big obstacle, roll up to it with some power, hammer it when you're going up it, man. You'll get huge air.
And some of the jumps, especially lately, they keep making them a little steeper and steeper, which can be kind of rough on the truck and your back every now and then. But I mean, it's going to shoot you up in science. You know what I mean? You're going to go that much higher.
Oh, that is a tough landing right there. But he pulls it off perfect. Holy cow! Nice slap wheelie. Nice big air. Clears that double. Oh, look at that! My. Are you kidding me? That's it. And that's the big move